Hello again and welcome to Crime and Music. I'm your host, Brian J. Kinsley, and with me as always, my friend Ben Rubel.
So, Brian, he's like looking around, he goes to grab his 7-Up, and he's like, I gotta save that let's start this show so I can drink.
We have to start the show so
Go
I
ahead,
can
Brian.
drink.
There you go, man. Rock and roll,
This
dude.
is for you, everybody. Every other
right.
Wednesday, this man and I bring you a true crime podcast about people in and around the music business and their misadventures into law breaking. We talk about people, we talk about concerts now that got off the rails, and anytime that you got somebody who played a song, played an instrument, wrote a song, wrote a music, and then went out and did some crime, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah, I want to hear about interesting people, some I've never heard about, a lot we've all heard about, and what they did behind the scenes in a nice timeline-given format.
Absolutely. If you like that sort of thing, go to the Instagram. Stitcher actually is where you should go and share this with a friend, someone who likes true crime or someone who likes music or someone who was raised with like two stupid brothers who like aren't around them as much anymore and they want to have that conversation of guys like talking dumb. Check it out. Share it with them. That's what we do here.
I feel like Brian was letting us all into his personal life there a little bit.
No. But I've always kind of figured this
Two
show
stupid
is...
brothers? Really, Brian?
Here's the thing.
Sorry. That's I didn't write that. That's Brian wrote that.
Sorry, I did write that.
All the help that you give him, and this is how he repays you.
I've always kind of thought our target demo, like our persona, as you would say in the tech world we're developing, is a single lady who was raised with brothers, and then she moved off and did her own thing, and now she's out on her own and just misses those dumb conversations that her younger or older brothers used to have around her. Like, boys.
My wife describes this podcast as before we were married, Brian and I we lived it together. Now we're roomies, and then
I went to college. Okay, we lived together in college.
Well, not really. Well, yeah, I wasn't going to college.
It was about that time.
And then I got married, and my wife would be in the house, and Brian and I'd be sitting there watching TV or whatever dumb conversation we have. She'd be in the other room, and that's what she describes this podcast as. She's like, it's back like when we all lived in the same house, and I just listened to you idiots talk in the other room, and and I didn't like it then that much. But she's supportive. She's supportive.
That's nice.
All right.
I like that. All right. Well, if that's you guys, or if you like true crime or music, this is for you.
Or music, not just one or the other.
That's true.
Right.
All right. This brings us up to Guess the Guest. This is the section of the show where Ben doesn't know who we're going to talk about right now.
I'm almost at 500. I'm at 7 and 8, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 7 out of 8. So that's pretty good, man. This week, coming to the stage, as Ben always gets distracted. It's all right. You ready?
Yeah.
I didn't know if you wanted to keep playing.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Maybe. All right.
Why? All right. This again. I think you're gonna be good on these.
All right.
Go ninja, go ninja, go! Go ninja, go ninja, go!
Is this MC Hammer?
Dude,
wait.
drop that zero and get with the hero.
Donatello. All right.
Stop.
No, what?
Collaborate and listen.
Vanilla Ice.
Hey!
And hold on. I wanted Van Winkle. Rob Van Winkle.
Rob Van Winkle.
I think I get a bonus
job.
half point for that, for knowing his real name.
Certainly do. That's definitely worthy of. I'll give you the gong. There you go. You got the gong on that one.
All right, it's a light gong, a small, tiny gong.
That was a light gong. We'll build up to it.
Mini
but Rob
gong.
Van Winkle, I mean, dude, you drop the zero, get with the hero, go ninja, go, and stop, collaborate, and listen.
I still like that. I gotta get my
That's
kids
Vanilla
on that song.
Ice, everybody. If you aren't familiar, it's Vanilla Ice. His name is Robert Matthew Van Winkle. Born October 31st. He's a Halloween baby. 1967, possibly 68.
Why? They don't know?
Always said possibly 68.
It's not like we didn't have pens and paper back then. What the hell?
They're not going to cut off his foot and count the rings. I mean, they just, look, dude.
Maybe we will.
You know, he's somewhere, late 40s now?
Yeah,
51, maybe?
Yeah, he's old.
No. Anyway, he was born in Dallas, Texas. He's got a mom, Camilla Beth Dickerson, and his dad is unknown. Rob never met his dad. He doesn't know who he is, doesn't want to know who he is.
Still to this day.
Camilla doesn't know who he is. I mean, she might, but she hasn't said who he is.
Maybe she just doesn't know who he is.
might not know who he is.
I've been there.
Wow. No, you didn't know who that was a joke I used to try and pick up women on. Like, I'm a single father. Like, oh, what happened to the mother? Like, we don't know who the mother is.
We don't know. We don't know
It's
that.
tragic. They're like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, yeah, it's hard. Van Winkle was the last name of the guy his mom was married to at the time Rob was born. So
So
that's
he
how
knows
we
that
got
guy then.
Rob Van Winkle, right? Like,
Yeah.
I guess his stepdad
He took the stepdad's name.
took the stepdad's name. Rob grows up in Texas, and when he's 4 years old, his mom divorces Mr. Van Winkle, William.
Mr. William Van Winkle.
WW, we call him.
Or Rip for short.
Yeah, Rip is gone. They moved to Miami,
Okay.
going Florida, peninsula to peninsula, Texas to Florida. His mom, Camilla, meets a new guy.
And I'd just like to shout out to Florida. We love you, Florida.
Dude, Florida brings us so many stories. It's awesome.
I at one point I wanted to do a section of our show that just was dedicated to one story a week, or every episode we got one fresh story out of Florida. Which there's not a lack of.
You're going to be happy with this episode, my
There's
friend.
just not a lack of stories out of Florida. Just the crazy stuff that happens. I'll be halfway through an article. They haven't said they've said what happened, but not where it happened. And I'm like, it'll be Florida. It's gonna be Florida. Nailed it, Florida. Miami-Dade County, Florida happened.
Now
We love that. We can't do that episode. We can't do that segment though.
You're familiar with the Florida Man Challenge?
No. What? Hold on. What is it?
It's a Florida Man Challenge. You go to Google. Now, you're not supposed to do this for internet security, but you type in your birthday. You put Florida Man and your birthday, and there's always some article that comes up on your birthday
your
of some
birthday.
Florida guy. I did it. I mean, I just did like my birthday month and then Florida Man, and it came up with everything.
Oh my gosh.
It's amazing.
But we can't do that as a segment because after a while it's me. It's
Feels like we're
sad.
beating up on
Yeah,
Florida.
we don't want to do that, but we love
No.
Florida
It's
and all
great.
the stories.
So Camilla meets a guy. They move to Miami in Florida. He's a car salesman, and then Rob grows up there, basically.
Okay.
So Rob's mom's a music teacher.
Oh.
Now, you would think that's where it all comes from, but
No.
actually, from the age of 8, Rob is super hardcore into motocross racing. With motorcycle,
Yeah, he still is.
we'll get there. He starts doing competitions. He's doing good. Age 13, 14, though, he gets into hip-hop.
Okay.
He got a quote from Rob. It's a big passion of mine because I love poetry. I was just heavily influenced by the whole movement, and it molded me into who I am today.
Poetry did?
Well, hip-hop.
Hip-hop
The
did.
poetry of hip-hop.
Okay.
All right. Rob takes up breakdancing because
And that's back when they had the cardboard box that lay down on the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
You would get hopefully somebody in your neighborhood bought a refrigerator, and you're like, "Can I have the box, please?" And
Yeah,
you
just
spread it all out and slide around. Right, and he does breakdancing. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you want to break it down. Into hip hop, there are 3 sort of main genres of it, where it's breakdancing or b-boying, the actual rapping in hip hop,
Mhm.
and then graffiti
That's the third leg of this trifecta.
of hip hop. Yep,
Graffiti.
graffiti. Yeah, artistic expression, man. That's what it was really big on.
And so you're either rolling around on the sidewalk,
Yep,
or you're singing into a mic,
spitting into a mic.
or you're spray painting the side of a train car.
Tagging buildings. Yep. Some of that train car art is actually amazing. I'm like, my God.
Well, I grew up next to the railroad tracks, and so I mean, it was freight train. It wasn't like passenger trains.
That's what we've got down the road here. The
Yeah.
passenger trains go through at 80 miles an hour. I see no graffiti.
And there's graffiti on a lot of the cars. A lot of
Sure.
the like the box cars and the tanker trucks and the
I think
and
it's a raccoon.
and it's like, and every time one goes by, it just reminds me of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh, yeah. That opening where he's tagging and stuff like that.
Well, and all their artwork was always like fresh.
I just always kind of wonder, like, who's Bumpy D? You know, like I see these tags
That's-
from somewhere around, and I'm
maybe-
like, who are you, bro? Or broette? I don't,
Bumpy D may be listening, and he's so excited right now.
Oh, shout out to Bumpy D. Give us a hit, man. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Let me know you're out there. Show us some of your work.
Come on the show.
Do a crime and music tag. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, we'll team
Not
up
that
with you.
we're not encouraging people to go graffiti crime and music, but
If you did, take a picture, send it to us.
let me know. I wouldn't I wouldn't kick it out of my emails. So Rob's breakdancing, right? He's got the one thing. He's like, you know what? I love hip hop. I feel the breakdancing style. So he starts doing the breakdancing, right? And he's practicing every day, and he's really, really good. So, well, he gets good because hard work pays off, and he gets good at a move called the ice.
The ice.
The ice.
Can
Do I have my foreboding? Nope, we took it off the soundboard, so the ice.
Do you know how to do the ice, Brian?
I looked up the ice, and I couldn't find it. I can now currently icy ice out of a windmill, but I can't ice. So that's as far as I got.
Dancing terms?
Yes. Oh, dude, you know what's funny is I will fully admit I've never really shared this side of my life, but I love dance. I love watching dance. I love watching World of Dance. I watched World of Dance before it was on TV. I would look it up on the internet and look at World of Dance.
I'm leaving.
Ben's leaving. So, it's just amazing to see it. Well, I took gymnastics when I was a little kid, and so it's just an extension of like watching people do these incredible moves, like Cirque du Soleil, but to music. And I'm like, holy cow, these power moves that these b-boys do. It's crazy. Ben has no respect for me anymore as he drinks his fruity green zebra beer. God.
Surprised you didn't already drink them all already.
Yeah, it was hard not to be honest.
Glad you didn't run out of your mimosas.
Exactly. It's a good morning drink.
All right, so Brian's big time into hip hop.
I like the hip hop, guys. At least hip hop dancing, I can tell you about. So yeah, I can't ice, but I can ice the ice out of a windmill now.
All right.
There we go. All right. So
Pop,
now
lock and drop it.
That's a good pop lock.
All
And
right.
he dropped it. There we go. I guess Vanilla. What's his name? Rob, because she doesn't have any names right now. He's just Rob Van Winkle.
Rob.
He's really good at his footwork. People are like, dude, his footwork's better than anybody else. Mad foot skills. So that was his thing. All this breakdancing, right? You're likely to catch a nickname like we're talking about.
Gotta have street cred.
Yup. So what do you think they called Rob?
White boy? White boy Rob?
It plays into it, yeah. Yeah, basically, Rob was the only white guy out there dancing, so everybody called him Vanilla.
Okay. Oh, that makes sense. Duh.
Rob did not like his nickname.
No?
He was like, kind of mean. Like,
But it's still a sign of affection.
I guess. So Rob would go and dance at parties. But this time, like, he goes to this party this one time, and he battle raps somebody. Yeah, he loved it though, man. It was great, right? So due to Rob's sweet rhymes, and his friends now call him
Ice?
no MC Vanilla.
MC Vanilla. Well,
MC.
you're pointing at me like I should just fucking know.
Well, what, dude? He's got these sweet rhymes, and like he comes out to be Vanilla Ice. He's popular at the ice move, and so MC Vanilla.
All right. Next time you ask me his name, at one point I'm going to say Vanilla Ice. I'll be right at least one time.
You are correct. I'm leading you right into it. Luckily, when Rob officially joins the dance troupe, they combine his mean bully nickname Vanilla with the dance move that he's known for, the ice, which gives us
Vanilla Ice.
Ice Vanilla. What are you doing? Why are you...
It was not Ice Vanilla.
No, it's Vanilla Ice. Yes, a.k.a. Vanilla Ice.
All right, let's celebrate.
Which is disgusting if you actually make it. Rob moves back to Texas because his stepdad got a better job in Carlton, Texas, so they moved the family.
So he wasn't known for the Carlton at that point?
No, that's a whole different thing. I'd love to
unusual to
be loved by anyone. Not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging around with anyone, it's not unusual to see me cry. I want to die.
All right.
That's what we got. So Rob's back in Texas. He attends R.L. Turner High School. Doesn't really get all the way to graduation. So he kind of dropped out before graduating.
Hell, dirt bikes and rap, they'll do it to you.
When Rob was not out on his motorcycles and dance in the streets with his breakdance crew, the Vanilla Ice Posse.
Oh, he had a posse?
It was called the Vanilla Ice Posse or the VIP.
I get it now.
It all comes together. It all comes together. That's what he is. So yeah, he's got motorcycles and dancing, man. That's basically the two things he did. I said when he wasn't on his motorcycles, he was out dancing.
He told people to stop and collaborate and listen. And they did.
But you didn't see it though, right?
They had a posse.
The Vanilla Ice Posse, the VIP.
We outta here.
Oh. Right, Ted? 1983, age 16, Rob writes the song Ice Ice Baby.
In 83?
Yup. He's 16 years old. It's based off a weekend trip. Him and his buddy, they go to South Florida, and they're doing like a drug run. Like, hey, let's go get some weed. And there's like
They had to go to Florida to get weed?
Texas to Florida. That's where your buddy is and your connection when you move.
That's weird. You gotta go so far to get weed these
Like my
days.
weed guy Dude, it's Ann Arbor. You can go down that way.
It's 2019. You can just go over there and get weed.
So apparently that's what Ice Ice Baby is about, is their drug run or beer run, whatever you want to call it, drug run down to Florida. There's a drive-by that happens, and like, you know,
Oh, there was?
shots rang out like a bell. Remember? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I remember the song.
age 16.
I don't want to sing it though. It might be embarrassing.
Age 18, 1985. Rob has won 3 national grand championships in
Rat battling.
motocross.
Oh. Well, did he rat battle on the motorcycle? That probably gave him like, you know, a little bit of extra points.
You can, but you can't hear that well. You're like, that's kind of hard to work.
So he was at this point not a big name. He had a posse.
Well, that was his dance crew, was his posse. But
Right.
his big thing, he's gearing up to go pro motocross, right?
Right.
Like, that's what he wants to do. And Rob breaks his ankle during a race.
Ooh.
And so he decides to shelf the motocross career and things for a while. He's going to work on his breakdancing and his beatboxing. And then he even makes up some moves because his ankle's broken. So he's got to do some other moves. And so
So where he just like shuffles to the side a little bit.
I limped to the side like my leg was broken.
It was broken. Oh my gosh, everything makes sense.
It's all meta now. Shaking and twitching kind of like I was smoking. Crazy whack funky. They say you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty.
All right, we're now on Digital Underground.
That's all right. Giving my bodies in motion. One night, Rob heads out to City Lights nightclub in South Dallas, Texas, right? He's dared by his friend Squirrel to go up on stage.
He had a friend named Squirrel.
I knew that wasn't going to get by
Okay,
you.
so hold on. Just I'm not just gonna start grouping white people together here, all right?
There's always a squirrel, isn't there?
No, there was
Always a guy named Squirrel.
so Vanilla Ice.
Yeah.
He's kind of in this hip hop genre.
Oh, he's in the
Predominantly black artists in that genre. Then and now.
Yep.
Whatever.
On the scene, baby.
Way back in the day. Way before someone else that we know today's very popular, Eminem.
Yes. Well, he was compared to Elvis here in a little bit because
Well,
you're
they both
appropriating typically traditionally black
Yes.
African American music as a white
Okay.
person and popularizing
So he
it
had
to the masses.
Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Eminem had Rabbit.
Yes.
Do you think Elvis might have had like Ferret?
There might
Or
have been.
weasel?
So,
Can we look into this?
muskrat. Come on, Muskie.
Yeah. What else? Nutria.
Nutria. That's a rat hat. What
Well,
you have there. That's
I think Vanilla Ice should actually had Nutria being from Florida and Texas. That's where the
a
Nutrias
lot of
are
nutria
at.
down there.
Yeah.
I don't know, with the boa python outbreak, I think that's probably handled.
All right.
We got the nutria, but yeah, we got all these released pythons from people's aquariums and homes, and
Un-
then we'll have the needle gorillas eat the snakes, and then that'll take care of that. And then winter will kill off the gorillas, so we're good.
It's
It's the circle of life. The circle of life.
all right.
Oh,
So,
off key today.
Rob Van Winkle's getting dared by Squirrel
Squirrel.
to go up on stage.
Yeah, during an open mic night at City Lights nightclub, he's like,
All right.
I imagine, I don't know, what's squirrel? Hey man, you should go up there and do your dance rap thing. Yeah, it's true. If he has nuts in his mouth. I can't do it.
Nuts in your mouth, Brian.
I can't do it. I said, Ben. I can't do it.
You can't talk with nuts in your mouth. So you know you can't talk with nuts in your mouth.
There's a point where there's too many nuts in your mouth. So Squirrel, nuts in his mouth, says, Rob, you need to go up there and show these people what's what. The crowd loves him. He's like, oh my God, look at him go. It's awesome. No, nothing on that? All right.
Oh, I thought you were hitting a button.
No, I got no awesome button for Rob Van Winkle
No, I
just
thought,
yet.
I thought it was going to be the golf clap or
I just
something.
didn't want the screen to go dead.
No, yeah. So he gets up there. I'm assuming, well, it's probably not.
Does the ice.
He does the ice. But this is City Lights.
City Lights nightclub.
So it's probably a pretty good mix of culture.
We'll get there.
All right.
City Lights manager John Bush offers Rob a regular gig performing at the club. They're like,
Off
dude,
of one.
that was good.
Was he singing?
I believe he was singing and rapping and dancing. Yes, all of it.
No. Did he do any graffiti?
No, that was not part of his thing. He was not a tagger. He was not there. So Rob gets a gig at City Lights regular on the reg, and he even gets the VIP in there too.
Oh, he gets his posse in there.
Yup, they'd come and perform at City Lights with Rob, and he would open for groups like NWA, Public Enemy, Tone Loc, Two Live Crew.
These people were at City Lights?
Yup, Paula
Oh.
Abdul, Sinbad, the comedian.
You had me up until Sinbad, man.
Right. Watch this kid sing and dance. Now the comic stylings of Sinbad.
The funniest thing I ever seen Sinbad on was him and Rob Thomas, the singer of Matchbox.
What?
Had one show they were on. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, it was that's the funniest that Sinbad ever was, and I'm telling you, it's as funny as Sinbad will be. It was fun. If that episode was Sinbad, Rob Thomas from Matchbox 27, 21, 20.
Matchbox Cars.
Matchbox Cars 17. And
Look it up.
yeah, no.
Look
so
into it.
that was funny. Yeah, go watch that.
He also opened for the last one. I saved the best for last.
Shut up, Rob Thomas.
MC Hammer.
Oh wow,
Don't hurt him.
these are huge names.
Yes.
Because all those guys came out when they came out, they were just like, boom, big, right away.
So this is all going down at this Texas club that Rob is now a regular opener at.
And Paula Abdul,
Paula Abdul.
you know, one of our friends. I was a fan. I was probably a bigger fan of Paula Abdul than I ever needed to be.
I like Paula Abdul.
But it was primarily because my good friend Adam, you know Adam,
Yes.
was a mega fan. And he not only was a fan of Paula Abdul, owned all of her albums, had posters of her from Tiger Beat ripped out of the up on his wall. He drew pictures, like artwork of Paula Abdul.
Wow.
And not just like regular, I'm going to draw a picture. He did pixel art.
Oh.
So his pictures were all drawn with a pen, and he would just take a big piece of paper and he'd just do dots.
Pointillism.
And he would, you know, for darker areas of he'd do a lot of dots. And
More
then here,
dots.
oh my gosh, he did this for, I need to find those because I need to torture him with this information. I'm still very good friends with him.
Would you say he was obsessed with Paula Abdul?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And MC Scat Cat.
Well, how can you not be MC
No.
Scat Cat?
And later on, a little bit of Janet Jackson.
I think that's where Paula Abdul started as her choreographer.
I think we won over dancers, yeah.
So there you go.
We got a dancer in the episode.
Boom!
Nailed it.
Love it.
Yes.
January 1987. Talking of booms, a fight breaks out at City Lights. Rob gets stabbed 5 times. Five times.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he spends 10 days in the hospital.
What, he gets, like, with a knife?
Yeah.
Not with a bike spoke?
Not a bike spoke. There's a proper knife. Proper knife. February 21st, 1987, Tommy Kwan, owner of City Lights nightclub, signs Rob to a management deal.
Is Tommy Kwan in the business, you think? Or is he just knows some talent when he sees it?
My thought was like, just don't sue us for getting stabbed outside of our nightclub. I'll sign you to a deal.
You might be right. Yeah, that
I mean,
that could be it.
No. Honestly, everybody seemed to notice that Rob had the talent and was, going to be something. You could kind of tell.
He could. There's this. I don't know how many songs he can make, but I guarantee he can make one.
Yeah.
He can make one good song.
You got one good song in you. I think everybody does.
One good song.
Right. Used mine a long time ago. August 8th, 1988, Rob gets arrested for
drugs,
drag racing.
That's cool.
Well, he's like a motocross guy.
Yeah,
so
that's cool. No, that's really cool.
It's don't drag race, kids.
Unless you want to be cool.
Wow. That's awesome. Within 2 years of being under Tommy Kwan, Rob's opening for EPMD, Ice-T, and Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Wow.
Like out on tour. Like
Who's
tour,
EPMD?
not just I don't know, Eddie, Phil, Mike, and David. I have no idea.
That sounded pretty mean.
No, it was I think it was a rap group at the time.
I don't know that one.
Every person makes decisions. EPMD. Let us know, guys, what EPMD stands for. Tommy wants more out of Rob, so he pays for studio time, and they record a single. Back in the day, single was a record that had 2 sides on it, and you had your A side and your B side, and so
Or cassette tape.
Well, I guess.
No, they had single cassette tapes. Like you know how you could see how much tape was on there?
Oh yeah,
the singles had like like
that's right.
a micromillimeter of tape on them.
So
yeah,
it was to save space, and it was a single. So
it
you
was
didn't have to listen to the. Now you don't have to listen to the whole crappy record. You can just listen to the good songs.
I had. Oh, what was the Guns N' Roses song that was in a Terminator movie? It was. But November Rain was on the opposite side. It was one of the best single albums I ever had because it had it had the Terminator one. That's what everybody bought it for. and the other side was November Rain. You're like, November Rain?
No, wait,
what is
that's...
that? And that's a great song.
Well, on this one, they recorded the A side for everybody. Play that funky music. They do a rendition of that.
That was his A side.
Yep. And on the B side,
Ice Ice Baby.
Ice Ice Baby. So Tommy personally sends out this single to a bunch of radio stations everywhere across the nation, but the DJs weren't really into it, right? Tommy spends like another $8,000 out of pocket to make a music video, which furthers the popularity of the song, but people are still like, play that funky music, huh? Play that funky music. Right. Ben's doing the white man shuffle. Nice. But there's a disc jockey in Georgia, guy named Daryl J.
Daryl? DJ?
Get it, DJ?
Oh, no, I did not get that.
Daryl J, your DJ in the GA, and I'm here to say, check out this song I'm about to play.
Did he say that?
I don't know. I just made that up. But it's like, shit. Daryl played the B-side by accident.
Oh,
yeah. But people loved it. He gets this huge fan base, right? And very quickly, radio stations are like, oh, whoop, the other side. Let's put that on.
Some country bumpkin over in Georgia somewhere.
Right.
Half all whacked out on
moonshine. Got himself.
Just play this. Boom.
Got himself some hooch. Oh, damn, that's the wrong side.
Dun, 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 dun. It reminds me of a David. Is it David Bowie or who did that song?
Yes, I love it because I walked right into it. Okay, so the Under Pressure thing. If you don't know, the song we're talking about is Ice Ice Baby.
Mm-hmm.
And it samples from David Bowie and Queen's song Under Pressure. Under Pressure.
Yeah. Everybody, I hope a large majority of our audience knows this already.
Right.
But if you don't,
right. So then Ice Ice Baby is like, Ice Ice Baby to go to dun, 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 dun. And so now everyone was like, hey, Rob, those songs sound awful similar. And he's like, no, man, it's different. It's totally different. And Rob, there's videos of him out there going, my song goes dun 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 dun. Their song goes dun 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 dun. They're completely different.
I think there's like a courtroom video of him explaining that or something.
Not quite courtroom.
And everybody looks around like, all right, whatever,
but
Rob.
They do sue Rob for the sampling rights to the Under Pressure, right? And so, because Rob's selling like $1 million a day in sales of this song, Ice Ice Baby. And so he just buys the rights for the song. So he goes to Queen member Brian May, and like how Michael Jackson owned the rights to the Beatles, Rob just bought the rights to the song.
So
he talks about it on a Dan Patrick interview, and he goes, yeah, but you were talking about how the song is different. And Rob said, yeah, I was just being a jackass about it. He's like, I was young and dumb. It's the same
cool.
song.
That's cool. That's all right. So hold on. Do you have it in your cards on how many weeks in a row this song was number one?
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the whole thing. That's just the single, though, right? So Rob and Tommy go record a whole album of songs called Hooked, and it was distributed by a small independent company called Ichiban Records. Now, with that success, Rob signs with SBK Records, so they kind of bump him up the chain a little bit. So they're like, oh, okay, white rapper, we might have a thing here, because he's the first white rapper. I mean, popularized.
Yeah, yes, big, huge.
They re-record, they remix, and reissue Hooked, all under a new name. It's called To the Extreme.
Yeah.
Because he rocks a mic like a vandal.
I think that's probably the cassette tape I had of.
Right, and it had some new music on it, right? So Ice Ice Baby's wildly popular. Rob's having a meal at the Bellage Hotel, right, in West Hollywood, California. I think you know where it's going on, baby.
Oh, this is the.
Rob's got a suite on the 15th floor there. It's a very tall building.
Do you have how long it was on number one somewhere?
Yeah, I think it gets into there about.
It was like 60 weeks.
16 weeks or something like that.
No, it was 1 billion weeks in a row. It was on the Casey Kasem top 40 every week for like 1 billion weeks.
Yeah, the album spent 16 weeks at number one on Billboard 200. We'll get there, but the single, I don't know. It was like...
It was ridiculous.
Almost
a half a year.
A year and a half or something like that.
It was a long time.
Well, let's get there. Let's see what happens. So right now, though, Rob's living off the single money. People's got that video out there that him and Tommy made, and everyone's like, this is awesome. This is the new thing. So Rob, staying at the Bellage Hotel, has a suite on the 15th floor. One day, 6 very large guys walk in, kind of like the Raiders D-line, almost specifically by name at that point. They surround Rob.
In his hotel room.
Well, in the hotel.
In the hotel.
And a man appears. A man named Suge Knight. This is your guy. You said
Now-
we were never supposed to talk about him on the show.
Now,
but-
this is allegedly, Brian. Allegedly.
Oh, no.
Some stories on the internet have this.
No. Suge admits to the meeting, and we'll get there. Suge Knight,
Listen,
if you aren't familiar, is a
listen.
record producer.
Mr. Knight, I'm just now an audience member like you, okay? Brian's going to go ahead, Brian.
Suge Knight can't dispute this. He's a record producer, a music executive. He played 2 games for the Rams in the NFL during the '87 players' strike. He was Bobby Brown's former bodyguard, and he is the CEO and co-founder of Death Row Records with Dr. Dre and DOC.
Mm-hmm.
He may or may not have had something to do with Tupac and Biggie's murders. We don't know.
Why'd you have to say that? Now we're on this list. I want to be in that guy's list.
I don't want to be there either.
Suge. I
Love you, Suge. Suge just wanted to have a quick conversation with Rob out
What?
on the balcony of Rob's 15th-floor suite.
Well, he's hanging upside down.
And Rob may or may not have been hung by his ankles over the rail. It's been suggested in interviews by Rob that all Rob had to do was sign over the publishing rights to Suge Knight, and Suge would pull Rob back over the balcony and let him live.
Yeah.
It's a real easy transaction.
And be his new manager.
Yeah. No, what he really wanted, Suge got Rob to sign over about $3 to $4 million in licensing points, like you get points on an investment and stuff like that. And what Rob did is he actually signed him over to a guy named Mario Lavelle Johnson, aka Suge's guy. And Rob's quote, "I needed to wear a diaper that day. I was very scared. I signed them, walked away alive."
So he just stole this shit.
Essentially, yes, Suge Knight. Because Rob had bodyguards with guns and stuff, and he goes, "Dude, we were outgunned, we were outsized, they were bigger dudes with more guns." He's like, "They promptly walked my bodyguard away, and then, what do you do?"
And then hung this dude 160 pounds over a balcony.
Fair and balanced, Suge Knight said about the incidents, quote, "He agreed to everything. It was no problem. He said the guy wrote the song, and he didn't have a problem with it."
I bet he did. He probably knew as he's hanging over that balcony that his Reeboks weren't laced up real tight.
Oh my God, can you imagine that? Like, why am I wearing baggy pants today?
Oh my gosh, my belt don't fit, my shoes aren't tied. Damn it, my mom was right.
This is not secure. The album To the Extreme, it became the fastest selling hip hop album of all time.
All
Spent
time.
16 weeks at #1 on Billboard 200. That's the album.
Yeah.
It sold more than 11 million copies. So SBK puts Rob and MC Hammer out on tour together again. They're like, "Dude, you guys know each other." Ben's doing the hammer dance. Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Can't touch this.
Because we said can't touch this, I think it's time to take a break. We got Rob out on tour.
With MC Hammer.
With MC Hammer.
Reverend Hammer.
So you guys go find somebody to go tour with. We're going to bust into a little break here real quick, and we'll be right back.
To the Booze and Brews podcast. We are the podcast where we tell each other ghost stories, drink thematically appropriate beer, and do other things. I don't know what I don't know.
Write something down!
Why didn't I prepare? Hi, everybody. Podcast Mom here from the Booze and Brews podcast. Tune in every Monday for episodes where we talk about ghosts, we drink thematically appropriate beer, Fancy Tuna says inappropriate things, podcast Mom yells at everybody, and engineer Bob.
Listen to podcasts on your phone.
Listen to us wherever you listen to podcasts. Woo.
And we're back.
Can we say anything about that last thing?
You can if you want to. Yeah, well, you guys noticed we put in a promo swap with the Booze and Brews podcast.
And so they must have contacted you.
They did. They reached out on
And-
the Twitters and said, "Hey, you want to do a promo swap?" And I said, "Yeah, man."
Absolutely, I do. You always say yes.
Always say
Say
yes.
yes to the experience. And so you called me, and you're like, "Hey, these girls they're in, I think, Los Angeles."
I believe they're in L.A. Yep.
Yeah, and they want to do this thing, and I looked them up. Took me a minute because I got them confused with somebody else, and then Brian sent me the link, and I'm listening to them. They got a lot of podcasts out there. So if you're into like
haunted stuff,
and
like haunted
alcohol.
locations and getting fancy on beer. I mean, we're drinking beers here, but
yeah,
you don't need to know what I'm drinking.
and a shout out to our left coast girls over there. We're beer people, so if you ever have a suggestion of something that you're having,
we'll trade some beers coast to coast. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, we could send them some real nice Two Hearteds if they'll send us some Pliny's.
Pliny's for Two Hearteds, ladies.
That's
The
a good
ball's
that's
in
a
your
good trade
court.
right there. That's a great trade. There's still KBS available. We can get KBS if they want KBS.
Nice.
All right.
Well, we don't have KBS, but we have SBK.
Brian's having a stroke.
I'm choking on beer.
He's stroking on beer. No, he's went down the wrong pipe over there, buddy.
Whew. Okay, I'm alive. All right, I'll just tell people I am drinking the Griffin Claw El Lingarino. It's a Mexican lager with fresh lime.
I still have this watermelon ghost I got. It's good.
The green zebra's sweet, dude.
It's
I love it.
Summertime.
I like the lime.
Summertime.
Late 1990 in the summertime, Rob dates Madonna for 8 months.
Okay. You know this part of the podcast where Ben has to say it's a setup. I don't believe anything. I always think there's some like their managers got together. Hey, how you want to date? We got to just like we kind of had these girls on here, and they're putting us on their podcast.
Yeah,
it's just like this is a cross promo. That's all they're doing. It's cross promo.
Well, he dated Madonna for 8 months. I figure he needs treatment for about the next 16 months. So
yeah.
Get that off.
That stuff doesn't go away, dude.
1991, T-U-R-T-L-E Power. Rob makes an appearance in the movie Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze.
I loved the Turtles.
Go Ninja, go Ninja, go,
I loved
go Ninja,
I loved
go
them.
Ninja,
I was
go,
a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan.
T-U-R-T-L-E Power, T-U-R-T-L-E Power.
Was that his song?
Yeah, that's when they bust through and the Shredder's chasing them and they're doing that underground club and then the Turtles dance and spin on their backs. And
yeah, I guess I didn't I liked the cartoons. We named our wiffle ball team after Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
What was that now?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
that
you
was
just
the name of our wiffle ball team.
We're the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles guys.
Yeah,
just so you
it's
know.
us.
It's
That's
us.
us.
Okay. All right.
Can you shorten that up, please? No. Write the whole thing down.
TMNT.
No, write the whole thing down on the roster card.
I will say the Eastman and Laird comic books, like back in the day, the black and white ones, those were sweet and really graphic and violent and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, that's not the morning cartoon show.
What? They had comic books that were violent?
Yes. Some.
For the Turtles?
They call them graphic novels.
No,
right
for the
title.
Teenage Mutant Ninja
Yeah,
Turtles?
no, they did. They're by artists Eastman and Laird, two different guys, and that's where the Turtles came from. They created them, and they were more super
and they
ninjas
brought them into mainstream and
Right.
watered it down.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like everything.
Like everything.
There you go. March 1991, Rob's second major release, a live album, Extremely Live.
Didn't get this one, Brian. I'm going to tell you right now.
Notable-
I basically listened to one song in the first album 1 billion times, and that was it.
Notable song on Extremely Live was Rollin' in My 5.0.
Don't know that one.
5.0. Because remember Rob had the 5.0 Mustang? He kind of popularized that
I
body
remember
style.
that.
Mustang changed their body style to the 5.0, which most people hated. And Rob was like, yeah, he's kind of rolled into it.
Yeah.
The album peaked number 30 on Billboard.
Exactly.
It received mainly negative reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Entertainment Weekly reviewer David Brown said, quote, it's one of the most ridiculous albums ever released.
I probably did not rush down to the Rock-A-Rolla Records or
Right.
Wyatt Earp Records and get that. I did not do that.
Literal record stores.
Old school record stores,
Wow.
man.
April 1991, Drop That Zero and Get With the Hero. Rob stars in the movie, the romantic musical comedy Cool as Ice. You remember that?
No, I don't remember
You really
that.
don't? Rob's a rapper. He comes to like a small town on a motorcycle.
Are you no, go back. You're surprised I don't know a movie?
Cool as Ice, Drop That Zero and Get With the Hero. Rob's on like a Kawasaki Ninja. No?
No, I don't know that movie.
Dude.
I don't know movies that came out this year, much less 10, 20, 30 years ago.
Oh, stuff's forgettable now. But this was like memorable, you know? The first time you got a white rapper in a romantic musical comedy. So it's not like it's just a rom-com.
You're really not pushing any of my buttons here.
It's
I'm not running out to the Netflix to watch this thing.
It's a rom-mu-com.
All right.
So, all right. Well, the basic idea is
Did
Rob's
you see
just
that movie? No, I did not. I'm not gonna.
put it on your to-do list. Come
Hey,
on.
I already have a to-do list, and it's gonna be a long time before I get through all the wires.
Get to Cool as Ice.
The Wire. You know,
Oh,
heard of The Wire?
I've heard The Wire's good.
I gotta watch it.
Filmed in Detroit.
It what? No, what? Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
Like in Detroit. So here, all right, Cool as Ice, everybody. If you hadn't seen it, Rob is a rapper who comes to town on his crotch rocket motorcycle. He meets a hot honor student whose father, Michael Gross of Family Ties fame, Mr. Keaton.
Was he a what? Hold on, let me guess. I've never seen the movie. I'm gonna guess. Was he a
Okay.
preacher?
No,
Teacher?
no.
Phlebotomist?
His father was in witness protection. So they have to escape some dirty cops who find out that they're in town, and then Rob has to ride his motorcycle. It received mainly negative reviews.
And you can't believe I didn't see it.
I'm sorry. I thought that was on your. You're such a big Vanilla Ice fan. I
Yeah.
thought maybe you were familiar with the man's whole repertoire.
For everybody out there, I've seen and heard of a lot of stuff. I remember a lot of it. I am not a cinephile.
Ooh,
I am not.
fancy.
And I cannot. It's hard to talk me into watching a movie. You can convince me into doing it, but the actual doing it, I'll just put on a Seinfeld at the end of the night. That's what I'm gonna watch.
There you go.
All right.
Well, sitting around, similar to Rob, June 3rd, 1991, Rob's just sitting in his car in an LA supermarket when homeless man James Gregory approaches.
James Gregory.
Yep, he dared to go up to the 5.0. He was like,
With his rag top down so the wind can blow?
of course, dude. That's how you let the beats flow.
All right.
That's when you're good to go.
Did you stop? No, I just
No.
rolled by.
Roll by. So, Rob was parked. James comes up to him. Rob and his bodyguard pull guns. Like, what the fuck you want?
That's a intimidating homeless man.
Right? How
Got crackers in his beard.
It's terrible. That's so terrible. We don't know. He could have been like 9 feet tall. I have no idea. But Rob and his bodyguard pull guns on the guy. They're like, we're going to fucking kill you. James is like, dude, I was just going to try and sell you this silver necklace. That's all I wanted to do. Take it easy.
Silver necklace. It's a low. Not even a gold necklace.
It's silver. It's easier to move that way. Less trackable. Rob gets charged. Well, him and his bodyguard, get charged with 3 weapon offenses. Rob pleads no contest.
Mm-hmm. I'm still unsure exactly what no contest means. You're not admitting guilt, but you're not going to fight the charge.
There's no contest.
I don't. Okay, you say it. You keep saying it like I know what you're talking about. I feel like this is a conversation with my 9-year-old.
It's no contest. That's how it
Dad,
works.
I want to do this. What is that? It's this. I say it in a different
Just say
way.
that.
Use different words. This. No contest. All right. I'm not going to Google that later.
We will get a lawyer in here one day, or at least a small interview of like, hey, some legal questions.
Let's hope we get a lawyer here because we want to, not because we have to.
Yeah. Late 1991, Rob appears in Circus of the Stars.
Circus of the Stars.
They would take stars, a.k.a. celebrities, B, D, C-list celebrities,
right.
and then make them do circus acts.
They did like circus
Yeah.
trapeze and
Right.
training elephants. And
Rob drove his motorcycle through a wall of fire.
Ooh.
Yay!
All right, next
A
act.
little warm.
Who do we got coming up?
We got Todd Bridges on the trapeze. We'll get
Bridges?
we'll get there. 1991-92, Rob's U.S. fame kind of drops sharply.
It sounds like it's kind of already been dropping.
Like
He's
his
on
record sales, zing! Hey.
It's
Alright.
record. He had one song. One.
Play that funky music, white boy went okay.
That's because it was accidentally on the other side, on
So-
the A side.
Well, all right. So instead of hanging around the negativity of you Americans, Rob decides he's going to go tour South America, Europe, Asia, Australia. Rocks it, dude. They love him. Right?
In 91, 2?
91
like
too.
that?
Yep,
Okay.
he's out doing the tours. He wins a Golden Raspberry Award, a Razzie.
What is that?
Razzie is for the worst new star. They give it out to actors for embarrassing movie performances.
And did he accept it?
Yeah.
That's all. That's not. That's fun. Now he's having fun with it.
It's basically a booby prize.
Yeah. No. He's having fun with it because I think the guy had a pretty good
He's got a
sense of himself.
He's got a
sense
sense
of
of humor.
Yeah.
He does. He's got a sense of humor. We'll get there. 1993, Rob's been touring for a couple years. Just finished up a Russia tour. Had a show in front of Boris Yeltsin. No?
I,
He was the first president of Russia. I mean, come on.
Boris Yeltsin.
Ice.
Who's the guy with the big jam stain on his forehead? Gorbachev?
Gorbachev.
That was pre-Boris Yeltsin.
Correct.
Now we got the guy that runs our country and his country?
Yes.
All right, he's my favorite one.
That's correct.
Yeah, I have a calendar all of every
Just him
every
shirtless
month.
on a horse.
Yup, different horses
That's
actually.
great.
Same guy, full on pants, belt,
No shirt.
no hair.
Different horse.
Yeah,
Awesome.
buff.
Wow. All right, imagery. Well,
Care about the paper towel.
now I want a break. No, Rob wants a break from music. He's like, we got to get out of this. This Yeltsin thing kind of freaked me out, even though it was Putin. Rob starts doing jet ski competitions, right?
I was gonna have you ask me that. That's the other thing I know about him. He was big time. He like jet ski on rivers, like
Dude.
around like rapids and stuff.
He's good.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good. He's ranked number 6 in the world at this point in time in '93.
Why do I know so much about this guy?
Right, you were a super fan.
Because I also know after that he went into construction.
We'll get there.
Okay.
But Rob is ranked number 6 in the world in sit-down jet ski racing. Not stand-up, but sit-down.
Why sit when you can stand?
So
Why stand when you can
Why
sit?
stand when you can sit? I was going to say or the other. 1994, Rob is faded more from the public. He becomes a vegetarian.
A
Vegetarian.
Whatever.
And he starts to get in with the Rastafari movement religion. He gets some dreadlocks, starts talking about weed.
Talking about it.
That's what it literally
It's
said.
vegetarian.
It's organic. It's good for you.
Is,
It's green. It's greens. There you go.
Is cocaine on the keto diet, by the way? Just asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend.
Cocaine keto. Feel free to Twitter us.
Is that vegan? Is cocaine vegan?
Rob releases another album called Mind Blowin'. It receives mostly negative reviews.
Yeah, and probably didn't sell too many.
Entertainment Weekly, quote, more clunky than funky.
Ooh, ow, that was a scathing.
Entertainment Weekly is mean to him. They beat him up.
More clunky than funky.
Because of the sort of the lack of the limelight and everything in the reviews, Rob starts using ecstasy, heroin, and cocaine heavily.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he got
Not
deep
much of a
into the
super fan
drugs.
over here, I guess.
Now, I will put this in there. Rob also had a thing where he would get all tweaked out on drugs and then go have his artist buddies do tattoos on him. And, like, he basically kind of comes to at one point and he's like, I have a lot of tattoos.
Just a blank just a practice canvas.
I didn't expect to have this many.
I mean, I've heard of people called a pincushion, but they're usually women.
That's so bad.
There's some men.
I was watching on YouTube the other day this guy do this tattoo reveal. Like this dude's holding up a proud picture like Angelina Jolie from Tomb Raider with the 2 guns, and he's got his arm all covered, and then he wipes it off. It looked like a crayon drawing from a 4-year-old. I was just like, oh, the guy's like, does it look good? Is it good? You know? It's
That's
like,
the thing. Think about it.
You got to start somewhere.
You got to practice, and it's not like I think they practice like on pigskin or something.
Pigskin or oranges, I've heard things like that.
And that just still isn't the same thing.
It's not the same. You got to do the thing you're going to do if you want to get good at the thing you're going to do, you know?
And some people will never get good at it. Just because you want to be good at it doesn't mean you're gonna be. Some people have natural talent, and they feed that talent. Some people have no natural talent, and they try to feed that talent as much as they can. They'll never get anywhere. Tattoo artists, doctors, lawyers, they're all the same. There are bad doctors out there, Brian.
Oh, yeah. You graduate last of medical school. They still call you doctor.
You're still a doctor.
You're a
No,
doctor.
they're not all the best.
No.
And tattoo artists,
There's a lot
Not
of Pacific
all the
Island
best.
medical schools that you can go to.
and there are some beautiful tattoos, some crazy, like in-depth, three-dimensional looking
Sparkles and stuff like that. in
And then
them.
there's other ones that are a bad joke. And these aren't even prison tats. Don't even get me started on prison tats.
Ben's got a whole rant on prison tats.
Well, I could do a show. I'm going to start my own podcast. It's called prisontats.org
With Ben.
because I should know a lot about all that, right?
Why not?
All right.
July 4th, 1994, Rob attempts suicide by heroin overdose.
Oh.
But his friends find him what? And revive him. Why is that bad?
I didn't know he was going to get there.
Well,
He's a childhood hero, Brian.
Dude, Entertainment Weekly was not nice to this kid. And then his friends all picking on him, calling him vanilla his whole life.
Was that Mary Hart? Entertainment?
Weekly.
Oh, that's Entertainment Tonight.
That's Entertainment Tonight. This is Entertainment Weekly. It's a newspaper.
Every time I heard her voice, I had like convulsions.
Just twitching. But after being revived, Rob decides to change his lifestyle, and he gets a big tattoo of a leaf on his stomach.
Because I'm going to change my lifestyle. What are you going to do first? I'll fucking get a leaf on my stomach.
Changes my new leaf.
Leaf.
Right. 1995, Rob studies real estate starts buying and renovating and selling houses on the side.
They made a show about that.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Ben's checking his phone.
No, I'm not. I'm googling
Why
leaf
are you
tattoos on
lying,
your stomach.
people? Don't lie to the people. Also in 1995, Rob joins a grunge band, Pickin' Scabs.
Ugh,
Couldn't find the sound they were looking for, so it kind of dissolved.
baby fetus. What was the one that just opened with Slayer the other day? Cannibal Corpse or these nasty names. They're just so nasty.
1996,
Picking scabs.
Rob does a guest spot on Boom, a song by the Bloodhound Gang off of their album One Fierce Beer Coaster.
We did get to the Bloodhound Gang.
I told you it would get there.
Oh, we were talking about the Bloodhound Gang off air before the show here a while ago, earlier today. And Brian, he says, well, we'll get there. We don't always get there, by the way. I don't know.
We always get there. Honestly, I track this, and if I didn't, yes, the one
We
time I lied
always
to
talk about something sometime.
Correct.
Eventually, we'll get there.
Right.
And there's always tomorrow. But we did. We talked about the Bloodhound Gang.
There you go.
All right. They do anything bad?
Probably. I don't know.
We're big time fans.
That was my brush with fame.
Our friend Jason was a super fan.
Well, I
Didn't they tour with Gwen Stefani?
they did.
Yeah.
That's how they got to hug Gwen Stefani backstage. I knew the Bloodhound Gang. I befriended their bass player, Evil Jared, so he and I were buddies. And I tried being their drummer, but that did not work out. So my brush with fame. There you go.
And everybody's sitting here going, what the hell is a Bloodhound Gang?
Yeah, right? Like, why did we listen to these two guys, first of all? It's like, I was almost a semi-professional musician, and Ben's like, I play a sort of guitar. And so, but anyway, I almost made it, almost. I'd have a whole bunch of bad tattoos, probably would have ended up on Jackass, and
Well, you
my
can
life
still
would be
make it,
horrible.
Brian. Just practice a little drum set over here.
I was practicing the other day,
Oh,
actually.
with the drums and everything?
I was practicing the other day.
Where's my cowbell?
It's over there. I had to hook it back up. You keep taking it off. 1997, Rob marries his girlfriend, Laura Giata. I'm going to call her Giata. Laura Giata.
Laura Giata.
There you go. Yes, exactly. 1998 comes around. Rob's third studio album, Hard to Swallow, comes out. It's kind of a punk rock thing to it. And it goes and
Fails.
it receives mainly negative reviews.
From Entertainment Weekly.
I stopped writing them because I'm like, now you're just being mean.
I know.
So Rob goes back to his old style. He's like ditching the punk rock crap, and he books 100 gigs for the year. He's like, I'm just going to go tour.
Well, you got to tour sometimes to sell albums, for sure.
Tour's where you make the money, guys. In the record business or whatever, in the music business, touring is where the money is.
Back then, especially.
Yeah, because they own the record. The record companies would own the rights to your music and then keep it when you sold songs.
Right.
But if you're filling up stadiums, you get a chunk of everybody's, butts in the seats. So.
And you're getting parts of merch.
Right.
And you're selling CDs at the door. And you're getting money off that, where
Right.
the record companies aren't necessarily getting that much money
From
off
your
them.
real fans who paid
Yeah.
to come see you and all that stuff.
Yep.
Right. So there you go. So he goes and tours, does like 100 gigs over the year. May 2000, Rob wrestles in a wrestling match for Juggalo Championship Wrestling.
We worked the Juggalos into this. This is great.
Yes, Rob filled in because Shaggy Too Dope, he got injured in a previous match. He was like, man, Rob, can you come help me out and wrestle? And he does.
Absolutely, I can. You know, what's the Juggalos' official drink, Brian?
Fago.
Fago!
That's because it's made here. Their parents are executives at Fago, which is why. That's
Are
an
they really?
interesting- Yeah, that's the whole thing. Is that one of those dudes' dads were executives in Fago in ICP, the Insane Clown Posses who we're talking about. And their story is interesting. They actually suck at rapping and stuff back in the day when they were first started out, but they somehow created a bidding war between all the record companies. They're like RCA is like, you want these guys? And Sony is like, well, we want them. And they're like, well, we're giving them 20 mil. They're like, we'll give them 40 mil. And so they got this huge record contract without ever having an album, and they kind of sucked. And then they're just like instant money. You get the upfront money.
Hey,
so you
stop,
just keep that and cash out.
stop. Don't tell anymore.
Oh,
I want this to be an episode.
they didn't do anything wrong though.
They're the leaders of a gang
The Juggalos.
that's officially on the FBI's gang list.
Okay, so we'll do an episode on Juggalos.
They're on that. The Juggalos are wanted by the FBI, just like the Crips and the Bloods and the MS-13s.
All right.
I mean, maybe not as high as MS-13, but I mean they're on the
Alright.
fringe of.
So it's like, MS-13 and then the
Crips,
Juggalos.
Bloods,
Oh, down below.
the Juggalos, and my grandmother's euchre group. It's like right in that order somewhere, give or take.
Some type of potluck exchange and
Yeah.
then the Juggalos.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, he did Juggalo wrestling for him.
Juggalo wrestling.
I didn't know there was Juggalo Championship Wrestling, but it's there, and Rob is in.
I feel like there's a lot of mattresses.
There's a
Backyard wrestling mattresses.
Like-
There's some Rubbermaid plastic garbage cans.
Somebody's getting hit with like a hose that should be the rope to the side of the
There's
ring.
definitely some hose involved.
Juggalettes, I believe.
Another
Juggalettes.
auxiliary group.
January 2001, Rob is arrested in Davie, Florida for assaulting his wife, Laura.
Oh.
Yeah, they were arguing as he was driving along I-595 in Florida,
Yeah.
and Rob admits to like pulling her hair, but that was just to keep her from jumping out of the truck's window. So
He's a hero.
Rob pleads guilty. He sounds like a 0 at that point, but Rob pleads guilty to disorderly conduct, gets probation and family counseling.
Okay.
2002, Rob squares off against Todd Bridges of Different Strokes fame and celebrity boxing.
Oh, really?
I bring it all around, baby. I told you, when I say we'll get there, buddy, we'll get there.
Celebrity boxing. I barely remember that.
Because Tanya Harding boxed,
Not Kerrigan.
was not Nancy Kerrigan. No, was not. But I don't remember. But yeah, there was a whole thing back there as kind of an offshoot of what they called Foxy boxing, which was just like pretty girls fighting. And then they're like, let's have celebrities do this.
That's like the LFL,
Oh, the Lingerie Football League. Yeah.
which is somehow weirdly interesting to me.
Well, they're very competitive, those girls.
They are, and that's what I was going to say. It's not just a bunch of like model little scrawny hot chicks going out there and wearing nothing. Those girls may be wearing
Nothing.
ridiculous clothing.
There's a chick who's like 240 on the front line that's got a thong on, but you're like,
they're
whoa.
taking it real motherfucking
She's
seriously.
got guns bigger than you and me combined.
Didn't we know somebody in there?
I feel like we did know somebody in the Lingerie Football League.
Where's she at now?
She's an EMT.
Where?
You know who you are.
Brian, I swear to God.
Oh, no.
We need to talk about this off air.
Off mic, people. Off mic conversation.
I think she's a mom
She is.
at the baseball games.
Oh, she would say something to you.
I don't know. Look, I look pretty different. Write this down. We got to talk about this off
You
air.
wanna stop
man.
now?
I'm dead serious.
Should we just stop right now? I'll pause it. That'd
Pause
be
it,
funny.
pause it.
All right. Okay. That's sorted out now.
It's her.
That's
I don't
her.
know. I don't know what we said on air.
That's her.
So we'll just bat. Well, we can tell this story, right? It's a good story. No, why?
No, let's just move on. No?
I'm involved with baseball with my kids, and there's this lady that had been showing up to some games. I mean, there's a lot of teams, a lot of kids, a billion kids, and I'm like, that looks like a girl we knew back a bunch of years ago.
Yes.
It was her.
That's her.
We stalked her on the
Facebook
Facebook.
stalked her and proved it's her.
Yeah, she was
I assume she listens to the show.
No, she's gonna, because I'm gonna tell her, hey, listen to the show.
We talk about you.
Yeah, we were gonna in a
What?
couple weeks. This is gonna come out, and you're gonna hear us talking about a person that worked. She right after high school, maybe she worked at Hooters,
Yes.
the one right by where we lived.
Our house, the local bar happened to be a Hooters. Like that was the closest bar to our house was a Hooters.
Right,
So
and
that we adopted that as our local bar.
it didn't hurt that there were a bunch of girls that we kind of got to know and knew from
Some
high
we
school.
went to high
there.
school
Yeah.
and they worked there, and yeah. So
And on Sundays when they had the the wrestling pay-per-view,
yep.
we got free food and drinks.
Well, we kind of became the default because the girls knew us and we weren't there to be creeps. That was the default table to hang out. I mean,
they were
they
just
didn't know
aware that we were
Right.
creeps.
But that we became the default like break table. So when the girls would go on break, they'd come to our table and hang out, and they'd bring pitchers of beer or like these wings were
No.
wrong, and we'd get free wings and stuff.
No, on the wrestling days.
Oh well, that just developed because we had done those things. They would just bring us free beer and wings. At
Well,
that
the
point.
wrestling days, there were just a bunch of teenagers that would come in, underage,
drinking pops
and pour. And they'd all get one soda pop for $1
Yep.
and get free refills for 4 hours. And so everybody hated that in their territory, in their area.
Not like we were doing much more. I mean,
Well, we would come in and buy beer and wings.
They wouldn't charge us.
Well, they stopped. On those Sundays they didn't charge us because they'd rather have us there that they didn't have to wait on. They could just like bring us stuff for free.
Right.
So we'd rack up easily $150 bill.
That's interesting that our local bar was a Hooters.
After we moved away, we never went there ever
No.
again. I've never been to a Hooters, I don't think,
No,
since.
I still like the wings though. Honestly, no offense, BW3s, but like as far as wings go, Hooters got you beat.
That Hooters had
It's good wings.
very good wings. All right.
Back to
We gotta
Rob
get
Van
back to
Winkle.
Rob
I know.
Van
I'm
Winkle.
sure he'd probably go to Hooters. He seems like a Hooters guy.
We've outdone ourselves on the derailing of the program. That was our best.
That was really good.
We actually took an extra break just because of that.
for derailment.
Yeah, derailment break.
2002. Then we'll go back to that time, which is about the right time. Honestly, it's about 2002 we were doing it.
This is all lining up. This
is the best. This is
about 2002. Brian and I were sitting in a Hooters, striking
Serendipity.
out with every chick there. They all acted like they liked us a lot.
Yeah,
They
everybody
did
loves
not.
a friendly, funny guy.
No, they
Sure.
didn't like us. That was their job. It's like they work off tips or something.
Rob's friendly. He's funny. So what do they do in 2003? He gets to appear in 5 episodes of Hollywood Squares.
Oh, really?
Vanilla Ice for the Block.
Was that with Louis Anderson doing the hosting job?
Hi, Vanilla. I can't do Louis Anderson. I wouldn't even know. Look, Rob Van Winkle for the Block. I can't do it. So he's also in 3 episodes of Celebrity Bull Riding Challenge.
I just ordered that on Amazon on DVD.
It'll get there in probably about 2 days, right? You got the Prime?
One day.
Oh, the drones.
Yeah, no, we ordered son ordered a Xbox the other day. He saved up for an Xbox.
Nice.
And we ordered it. We went to look at them at Walmart.
That's that salad boss money.
Yeah. No, we went to look at them at Walmart.
Right.
And I wanted to just compare pricing.
Right.
Amazon had it cheaper. 1-day delivery.
Dude, there's a fulfillment center about 300 yards that way you could probably get to if you want.
And there's another one just downriver Detroit. That's where this
Yeah,
came from.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's where the USPS, United States Postal Service, tracking number was from Metro.
Downriver.
Just, yeah, one
Nice.
day.
Hey, man. You got to do what you got to do, right?
It's a way of the future.
So when the bull riding championship shows up, Rob's in 3
Tonight.
episodes, and he's not going to make it very far. But he tried.
All right, good. He tried.
February 2004, after he healed from his bull riding injuries, Rob's back to reality TV. He's on The Surreal Life, which is kind of like a real world with B-list celebrities. They put him in a house and let him live together and film it.
Yeah.
Rob trashes the set because he's voted off early.
And he wrecked everything?
Yeah.
Do you think that was premeditated?
I don't know. We're talking about it, right?
I mean, just like, hey, when you get voted off, Rob, when you get voted off, just wreck some
Flip
stuff.
over to that table and that one, but not this one because that's where the microphones are.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm looking at my porch cam. It's a bee. There's a bee flying around it.
Put it up to the mic. Let them hear it. You can hear
All right.
it.
Hold on, I got to rewind.
This is what's happening at Ben's house right now
There's
while
a
he's
bee.
down here in the podcast studio.
Because this is radio gold right now.
This is radio for one. All right, enough for the bee.
Can we put this on the socials? The picture of the bee flying around?
Do a screen capture, sure.
All right, go ahead.
Speaking of wildlife, November 2004.
Brian, you always do this. Somehow you try to, like, bring it right. Speaking of wildlife.
Rob's pet Wallaroo, Bucky, and his goat Poncho escape.
His goat?
Yeah, he had a goat and a Wallaroo.
Hold on, what's a Wallaroo?
About 6'5", 200 pounds. I'm sorry. A Wallaroo is, no, they're actually smaller than that. A Wallaroo is a cross between a wallaby and a kangaroo. So it's kind of like a miniature kangaroo.
Put me kangaroo down, boy. Put
Sport.
me Put me
Tiny kangaroo down.
Take
Sport.
my Wallaroo down.
Yeah, right. Take my cockatoo too. Sport. Take my cockatoo too. You take a cockatoo, Ben?
That guy wanted to look for some cockatoos, didn't he?
He did.
Little cockatoos.
He found some baby cockatoos. He found a baby cockatoo.
I'm looking for some baby cockatoos. If anybody knows where some baby cockatoos can be found and delivered to my house.
Well, the people of Port St. Lucie, Florida are like, what the hell is a Wallaroo and a goat doing walking around the streets?
I don't know, Brian. What is a Wallaroo and a goat doing walking around the streets?
They escaped from Rob Van Winkle's house, dude. So the animals wandered the streets for about a week.
Oh, it's a pack of weird animals.
There's this strange after-school special of animals wandering the streets now, and the local children have befriended them. They get recaptured. Rob gets a fine for $220 because he's got expired animal tags.
I guess they didn't. What's that dog finding site? Finding Louie.
Help Louie.
Help Louie.
Yep.
They didn't have it back then on
Not then.
Facebook. Nope.
August 2nd, 2005, Rob releases his 5th studio album, Platinum Underground.
Let me guess.
It included the song Ninja Rap 2, which had nothing to do with Ninja Rap 1.
That's not what I was going to guess, but go ahead.
Well, how do you think the reviews liked it, Ben?
That's how I was going to guess.
It received mainly negative reviews.
Again.
Yes, they were getting it. He stays in the fight, though. So 2007, Rob goes back to reality TV again. The Surreal Life has a spin-off. It's called the Surreal Life Fame Games. And Rob's voted off early and trashes the set. Again.
It's this thing, man.
That's what I do. So you want me to come in, get voted off week 1, and like flip over a couch or something?
Yeah,
All
I
right,
got a
deal.
house to renovate and
Yeah.
a wave runner to run around on. And a Wallaroo to apparently find.
Where is my Wallaroo? Bucky! Bucky. So, September 2007, Wallaroo's safe. The goat's good. Rob's going to court for driving with an expired license. Now, while waiting for his court date, Rob gets pulled over going 75 and a 45.
That's
And-
a lot.
Well, he's also violating the HOV lane, and he had illegally tinted windows. In
He's in a car.
Yeah, he's in the car in the 5.0 doing 70. How did you think he was doing 75 and a 45? Running?
No, on a motorcycle.
Riding a Wallaroo?
But now I'm assuming his rag top was down. And why was it down, Brian?
I can't even do it, dude. I can't. So something can flow.
So his hair can flow.
That's right. Oh my God. That's hilarious. April 10th, 2008, Rob's arrested for punching and kicking his wife.
Was she falling out of a vehicle then too?
No. She was not. He was released the next day. She said he only pushed her. It's like, you just pushed me. Rob was ordered to
Just so
stay away from his
clumsy.
wife and only speak to their kids when supervised by their neighbor, Frank. Frank. We'll just leave him at Frank.
Frank. What no, so hold on. How do you get in a court order to have to stay away from your wife? I'm just kidding. That's like that court order I want to have house arrest.
Can I please
I
get her
think
house
about
arrest?
that a lot. Like, I want to know what you do if you can just
The minimum for house arrest.
I want to know a very benign, illegal act that I can commit, be found guilty, and then get sentenced to house arrest for like a month, maybe in January. Honey, I can't go out and shovel the snow. No, I'm not going to the grocery store. Sorry, you have to take the kids to really sad today. I have to sit here and play PlayStation.
I have to. The court ordered me to do so.
It says I'll keep that paper. I'll just pin it up on the wall. I'll put it in a frame.
Just keep holding your ankle up. Be like, you see this blinking light?
I'll put one of those like flea tick collars on my ankle and be like, honey, look, I ain't got a thing. I can't.
From the courts.
It's a flea tick collar. Get outside and
The
clean
government's
that
struggling
driveway.
now.
All right, house arrest.
Ben wants to be in house arrest.
Just for like a month or two.
Well, Rob's not on house arrest, but he did do some bad things, and so you shouldn't do that. And so there you go. He's got supervision. September 2008, Rob releases a cover album. So he's doing a bunch of cover songs.
He's only got one. Of other.
Right. And other people, like he's covering like Public Enemy songs. He's
Mm-hmm.
doing Cypress Hill songs, House of Pain, and some Bob Marley.
Oh, that's neat. I like this idea.
Yeah.
How to get reviewed by Entertainment Weekly, Brian?
I love it because you're doing the same thing to me. It says, reviews, you ask? IGN reviewer Spence D said, it was an embarrassing endeavor.
Oh, this is now IGN days.
Yes.
So
2008.
IGN's taken over from Entertainment Weekly.
Correct. They've taken the Rob bashing now, and they're the ones who
They got the torch.
squash the ice. They crush the ice. February 2009, Rob starts doing shows again with MC Hammer.
Who's at the top of his game at this point.
Well, Hammer Pants and Ice features 24 dancers and has a full choir.
Well, MC Hammer became a reverend or a preacher or something.
That's where the choir came from. I was sitting here trying to figure out. I was right. Like, I wrote a full choir. Like, why would Vanilla
And
Ice
they all
need
had
a full
big
choir?
gold robes, I think.
MC Hammer Pants. It's called Hammer Pants and Ice.
That's just
Don't hurt
hey,
them.
it worked one time. Let's do it again. Okay.
People will surely pay for this again.
All right.
2009, Rob starts filming the Vanilla Ice project for the DIY network.
That's the house one.
Tell people what this is about.
Well, he would go flip houses, basically, right?
In Florida,
And whatever.
Palm Beach.
I don't care if it was.
And they weren't houses, they're mansions, basically.
And he was good at that. He made money on that.
Yeah,
Didn't-
he
at
did,
some
he,
point.
did it he did it as a side gig, so he had a bunch of money pocketed on the side. And then he was like, you know what, let's film it.
Yeah.
So he's got 3 seasons of The Vanilla Ice Project. He sold a book, Vanilla Ice Project, The Real Estate Guide.
Mm-hmm. He's now in Better Homes and Gardens, and
Yeah, he's been around. Right, he does. He does that sort of thing now. All the DIY stuff.
he's like, he's kind of like Kanye West, but without all the popularity. You know, he gets touches in a lot of different areas. You know, he's like 50. He's got his own clothing brand. He's got his own TV show. He made money rapping, and in the movies, they just isn't really as popular. He's a groundbreaker.
I see.
He set the tone for likes of, Eminem and
2009, Rob's lawyer's been working in the background on that thing with him and his kids. So after providing evidence that conflicted with the original evidence, Rob can see his kids again.
oh, I didn't know that he couldn't see his kids. That was part of the thing where he got in trouble with his wife or something.
Yes, he was not allowed to see his kids, and that was that whole supervised visitation with Frank.
The neighbor.
Yes.
Oh, so it wasn't just he's got a few kids with this lady. And,
He's got two.
Okay.
I can't remember their names. Something weird. Two weird names. KC, but spelled like KEESEE and something else. Like anyway, it doesn't matter. They're kids. They're fine.
The show's not about the kids.
It's not about the kids. June 2011. Rob's in the movie That's My Boy with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg.
I think I saw that.
Do you remember who he played?
No, I don't remember Rob Thomas in it at all. I'm just
Not
trying to remember
Rob Van Winkle. Vanilla Ice.
I'm back on Matchbox 20.
Ben is such a Matchbox 20 fan, he can't let it go during the Vanilla Ice episode.
What like to be a rainmaker?
I'll tell that story briefly. We were coming back from Frankfurt Beach in our buddy's truck. And there wasn't
My
enough,
truck.
Well, you're the buddy, but there wasn't enough room, and Ben had too many sodas to drive, so he sat in the bed of the truck, and me and Matt and Jason all squished into the front, and basically you had to...
No, the girls were driving.
Dude...
That was a very blurry night.
That's a very, but I do remember Ben in the back, still drinking, singing, "Wonder what it's like to be the rainmaker." Then he would whip a glass bottle up in the air, and as the truck drove away, of course, it would smash onto the highway. We were like, "What is going on?" Me and Jason looked at each other and hugged. We were like, "We're gonna die. We're gonna die tonight. I swear to God." And then Matt would be like, "Move your ass," because your leg was in the way of the shifter, and so he'd shift into your crotch, and then wonder what it's like to be the rainmaker.
I think
like, oh God.
I think Tanya. I can say that, right?
I'll bleep it, but it doesn't matter.
No, that's not her name. I mean, her first name, but her last name's and Jen. And Heather. No, you don't have to bleep. I'm doing things so you don't have to bleep it.
I'm bleeping all of them. You can just use first names. You can't use identifiers like first and last.
I didn't use a last. Anyways, they were with us. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea how we hung out with such hot chicks, other than they trusted us, apparently.
Because none of us were gonna do anything.
We never did anything.
Right.
There was never, ever anything.
This is how I know women don't really like. I got a guy with a good sense of humor. That's some bullshit.
No,
so
some
we
spent.
money.
When I say the day, I mean the morning, the afternoon, and the night out on the beach, drinking
Frankfurt
beers,
Beach, baby.
just drinking beers, having a good time. I lost my Ray-Ban sunglasses that day, and I was pretty mad about it because I was poor, and I thought maybe they helped me get laid. Didn't.
Ray-Ban.
And so then Scott and I were getting an ice cream cone, and I don't know, my keys left my truck. It was that little black truck, Bytor. And so we were like eating an ice cream cone or a sandwich or something in downtown Frankfurt, and my truck comes rolling up the road with you people in it, and I'm just like, woo! I don't know if I threw the ice cream cone down or whatever. Picked my cooler up, jumped in the truck, and I'm like, let's go.
Let's do it. Oh, those were the
40-minute ride back to the cabin. I could be getting 3 different. All right.
We're live.
Rob Thomas.
No,
Rob Van Winkle.
Vanilla Ice is in the movie That's My Boy with Adam Sandler and Andy Samberg. He plays exaggerated version of himself, Uncle Vanny, and he's got the 5.0, and they're like saving the day and stuff like that. They're like, wait, Uncle Vanny is Vanilla Ice? Because Andy Samberg was raised by like a super popular kid from the 80s. I don't know. Watch the movie That's My Boy. It was funny enough.
There's a movie called Daddy's Home 2, maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Or Stepdad? No.
What more words?
With
Mark Wahlberg.
Wahlberg and the funny dude. Step Brothers guy.
What's his name? Ferrell.
Yeah, Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
And in this other one, John Lithgow.
Yes.
The second, the sequel, or maybe it's the third one. I don't know. and Mel Gibson come in and play like the grandfathers.
We are so off.
What? No.
Oh, this ties around somehow?
No. We're not off. That's what the audience I hear. And that
what we
character that Mel Gibson plays, I feel like that is like a parody of himself, like what you're saying.
Oh, yeah. Like an exaggerated version. Uncle Vanny.
Uncle Vanny.
Yep.
Just an exaggerate, because that I think is Mel Gibson, the character that you saw in that Daddy's Home 2. Just like a badass, like hates everybody, mother effer.
Speaking of badass people who hate everybody and mother effers, August 2011, Rob plays at another gathering of juggalos.
Hey, it's his niche. It's his niche.
Now, sort of on the Juggalos label, he releases his 6th studio album, What the Fuck?
I feel like this might have been his second most popular album.
It receives mainly negative reviews.
Even the Juggalos couldn't give
Can't save
this one, huh? Poor guy.
Well, all right. So now we got about 2011 to 2013. In 2011, Rob gets divorced from Laura.
No.
But during the span of time, he's doing guest spots everywhere. He's lighting Christmas trees. He's launching new roller coasters at Six Flags. He's doing halftime shows at NFL games.
Hey, I'll go anywhere they provide a big pair of scissors to cut a ribbon. I will do.
Right? Was that $200, $300? I'll take it.
I'll be there.
There's free champagne usually.
First in mall bait shop, I'm there.
Right.
I am there.
He played Mark Twain in the movie The Ridiculous Six.
Oh, I'm gonna watch that soon.
It's so ridiculous, dude.
I'm gonna watch.
Absurd.
I know it's bad. I'm
Right.
gonna. He's in that though.
Yes, he's
All
Mark
right,
Twain.
I'm really watching.
He did a halftime show for the Houston Texans, and since that day in the season, they lost 14 games in a row consecutively,
That's his fault.
and the players blame Rob. They're like, "You did this to us, Vanilla Ice." Ice Ice baby, go!
Maybe he can bring it back, and he'll have him here play at a Lions game because it can't get worse.
Well, not the Lions. No.
No, yeah, let's have him play at the Lions. Maybe he can reverse it.
But it'll be the reverse.
Yeah, the yin
Right.
yang.
Exactly.
Theory.
February 2015, Rob's arrested and charged with burglary and grand theft.
Jeez, he's still doing this shit in his late 40s.
They were working on the job site, right, for the VIP TV show. They're redoing a thing, and day after day, they see this abandoned mansion across the street. And he's like, well, it was in foreclosure, but he's like, man, every day I see it, and there's just like some furniture sitting there.
So is this being filmed?
And there's some bicycles being so there. No, it didn't make the TV show because it's across the street, so they're focused on their property.
Okay.
But basically, Rob steals some furniture, some bicycles, and a pool heater. He's like, that's an expensive pool heater.
I know my pool heaters.
I know my pool heaters. The cops get a warrant. They search Rob's house. They find all the stolen items there, and quote, the stolen property has since been returned.
Okay.
So
he was recycling.
Rob did not comment on the issue. The DIY network issued a statement. You want to hear it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you're going to tell it to me anyway, so I'm going to yes.
I'll skip it. I don't
No, I'm just kidding. Of
Okay,
course I
all
want to
right.
hear it.
DIY network has been made aware of the situation and is currently looking into the matter.
That was their first and last
Only
statement.
statement. Once Rob admitted guilt, the charges were dropped. Plea deal. He gets $1,333 in a fine paid to the neighbor, and he has to do 100 hours of community service.
He should have had to be the neighbor's butler.
He's my butler.
Because he's my butler.
Rob's lawyer, quote, he's pretty thrilled, end quote.
About not getting more?
Well, yeah, because it could have been 5 years in jail and like $500 or $5,000 fine. So it could
yeah,
have been bad.
yeah, it sounded pretty. It wasn't malicious.
No, he just was like, they're leaving that sit there. All
Yeah.
right, I'll go for that. You know.
I think I'd like to do the there's the people that are called explorers. They go out to abandoned buildings and
Urban explorers.
well, anywhere. It could be an old industrial site. I don't want to hang around at Chernobyl, but go into these old places that nobody's ever been and just look around. That fascinates me.
Yeah.
I've seen people do it to in old mansions that are foreclosed. I think there's some old popular homes that are pretty run down now, or were at least, and they went through them and just videotaped it. Not their wrecking stuff, no graffiti. They're not breakdancing, graffitiing, or singing.
Oh.
They're just looking around. They're
They're not part of the
interested.
hip hop culture then.
They're not part of that culture. They're just
All right.
looking around. I that'd be fun.
All you need is a nice camera phone with a black and white filter, and you got a Instagram page.
I'm kind of scared though.
We'll go.
What about ghosts?
Oh, They're there. I mean,
All
you
right.
gotta-
Maybe if we got a good ghost story, we can go on the booze and brews.
Booze and brews. Did you know every time that you yawn, a ghost sticks his dick in your mouth? Almost could get the joke out. It all comes around, baby. It's all coming around. August 2016, Rob appears on season 23 of Dancing with the Stars.
What happens when I fart, Brian?
I don't want to breathe in your shit particles.
I mean, what's a ghost doing then?
That's between you and the ghost. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Rob is voted out very close on October 4th of Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, he was on Dancing with the Stars?
Yes, I just said he appeared on season 23 of Dancing with the Stars.
You know what? That was that season that when they wrote it on the TV screen, Dancing with the Stars, they had the word stars in quotations.
That's mean. Leave Vanilla alone.
He knows I love him.
For the past 3 years, Rob has been one of the headliners of the worldwide tour I Love the 90s, which I think, honestly, me and the wife are going to see this summer.
Who else is going to, on that, dude?
All of them, dude. Like Two Live Crew and like MC Hammer. Yep.
You
Bismarck,
got what I need.
You say she's just a friend. And you say she's just a friend. Oh, baby, you.
We've already sung that song.
I know.
think.
It's a callback.
It's still good.
Right. So January 2019, they're going to make a biopic about Rob and Vanilla Ice and the Vanilla Ice story. They're making a movie. And they got Dave Franco signed on to play Ice.
Let me write the review now.
It received mainly negative reviews. Foreshadowing. And to top it off, we got a quote from Rob.
Hell yeah, we got a quote from Rob.
Quote, I don't know all the certain words to word it.
That's it?
VIP, we out of here. I don't. What do you want from
I don't
me?
know all the words to say.
Rob Van Winkle.
That's a good
I'm a
meme.
rap hippopotamus. My lyrics are bottomless.
I think that's a good. Meme. We're gonna make kind of. Where's my meme generator at?
That's me. I can do that.
No, I have a.
Oh.
I don't need you. I got an app.
Oh, you got an app to do that.
Oh, I got an app. I can do it now with GIFs.
Yeah.
You want to see?
Gifts
my
are coming
latest
around.
one? I got a ton of GIFs, Brian. You'll love these. Hold on.
This is not good podcasting.
No, this is great podcasting.
Dude.
Do you want to put these on our podcast?
We can put them on the new and improved podcast page or the social medias.
Here we go. Albums.
This is awesome.
I made this one.
Nice. That's a good one, dude. That's
just a Stanley Roper.
Norman Fell.
Yeah.
And that's a Norman Fell one. That's pretty good. Oh my god. Now see, that's controversial. I don't know if you can do that.
The Twinkle Toes one.
The twinkle wrist.
Just this face. I
Ben
love
has
this
Ben
face.
has a suite of Norman Fell gifts. Everybody, we're gonna put them up on social media so you can check them out. If you have any gifts that you've made, go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, crimemusic.com.
My gift game's real, dude.
His gift game is strong. Almost as strong as some of our friends on Facebook. Speaking of Facebook, I'd like to give a shout out to Michelle. She put a picture of you on Facebook actually recently, holding up a keg of beer over your head.
Apparently, I
one-handed.
did that. I was a one-trick pony in the '90s, man.
Standard Ben move to hold a empty keg over his head, but he doesn't tell people that.
No, they're empty.
They were full, weren't they?
Yeah, full of bullshit.
You look like you were straining pretty hard. Also, on that note, feel free to go to the new redesign website. Like we said, we got a new monthly email thing you can sign up for. I'll send you an MP3 of the intro song so you can have that for your own collection and do stuff with it if you want.
Can they use that as a ringtone?
They can use it as a ringtone.
Can I use it as a ringtone?
You can use it as a ringtone.
I have my phone on silent, though. All the time.
Then that's never going to ring for you.
It does if I have my headphones in. Hey, don't we have one other thing to say?
What do we have to say?
I want to talk about our the person on iTunes.
The iTunes. We did get an iTunes review, and man, I hope you're still sticking with us because it said it was a little quiet and that we talked over the music too much. That was a bit ago, so as we aim for continuous improvement, hopefully we've addressed those cons.
Issues.
Pros and the cons.
No, there were a few of our old ones. You know, you thought you had it engineered and mixed all right, and then you hit the button to download it onto the Tunes or Stitcher or whatever. It comes across different. And you know what? It came across different. And this is for all the newbie podcasters out there. There's a lot of these little tweaks you got to make. You never think about them. it just came across weird, and it might come across weird in your headphones compared to a Bluetooth speaker.
Right.
I think we're getting down.
We're working on it,
getting
guys.
better.
I'll tell you that. We are getting a little better. I was listening to the Lindsay Lohan episode in my car, and it was a little low with the road noise, but I also drive a shitty car, so.
Yeah, one day you'll
6
move
of
up
one
and you can
happened.
drive a shitty minivan, Brian.
Yeah, all right.
Move up to the shitty minivan.
Can't wait. Well, if you guys want to tell us about your shitty cars, hit us up on the social medias. Go to crimemusic.com for everything else crime and music. Pretty much we're out of here until next week.
Yeah, and
Well,
go out
2
there and
weeks.
enjoy our new website.
Definitely check out the website and let us know what you think. Leave a speak pipe. I forget about it now, but go ahead and leave a speak pipe if you like, and share with us what you're doing out in the world.
Yeah, or just say some words to a song. That's fun, too. Hey,
Yeah.
remember that guy that played the clarinet?
There was a dude who played a horn, and then the guy who recited a Sir Mix-a-Lot poem.
Yeah. Do
So-
something like that. That's my favorite part. I'm sad we didn't have a good one this week. We get a couple that they're just like guy yelling or whatever. Leave something interesting. We want to put it on here, right?
Hit us up on the speak pipes, everybody, and until next week, like the song says, never trust a big butt and a smile.
I know what that means now.